Look, if you're here to stick up for your buddy Luis, just save it, all right?
I'm only gonna say one thing. He did not sleep with Fancy, all right?
Oh, yeah? Then why, when I asked her point blank, did she not deny it? That's answer enough for me.
You know, did it ever occur to you maybe you ticked her off so badly that she didn't care whether you jumped to the wrong conclusion or not?
Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? Not with you, not with anyone. If you'll excuse me, I have some things to do.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you one more reason why I know there's nothing going on with Luis and Fancy, all right? It's because Luis will never give up on Sheridan. She is the love of his life. Always has been, always will be. He loves Sheridan. He is not in love with her niece, Fancy. Have a seat. Let me fill you in, all right? Listen. You were away from Harmony when Luis and Sheridan met. They fell in love. I was there.
Well,
okay?
good for you.
Look, to use one of Teresa's overused expressions, Noah, they're soulmates.
You know, I'm pretty sure that that's not what Luis was thinking as he was making time with his soulmate's niece.
He was not making time with Fancy. Luis has risked his life to save Sheridan's God knows how many times. And the only reason he's here in Rome is for Sheridan and that little boy that they share.
Look, I hate to break it to you, all right? But the other half of this soulmate couple, she's married to another man and expecting his child. Now, you might have been there when things were lovey-dovey and rosy, Ethan, but things have changed. Life has happened.
No, life has happened to Sheridan and Luis plenty of times, okay? And no one and nothing, including one of them getting married to someone else, has ever kept the two of them from finding their way back to each other.
You know, I don't mean to be insulting or anything, but you're really beginning to sound like Teresa now. I think her fairy tale logic is contagious or something.
Look, I'm just telling you how it is, man. All right? And if you don't want to face the facts, that's fine. But I am completely convinced that Luis and Sheridan, they're going to be together. It's just a matter of time.
So you're telling me that Sheridan is, in fact, the type of woman who would dump the father of her new baby, not to mention leaving his other child motherless?
No, of course not, but...
Ethan, I appreciate whatever it is you're trying to do here, this pep talk, but the facts of the situation are that Sheridan has moved on. And from the looks of things, Luis has moved on too. Now, that may not sit well with you. That's just the way it is. I saw them, Ethan. I saw the way that Fancy was lying in Luis's arms. And nothing you can say will change that.
Noah, you got it all backwards.
You know, why don't you worry about your life, and I'll worry about mine.
You didn't even give Luis a chance to explain, all right?
Do you think I'd actually believe that he didn't make love to her after what I saw?
Noah, he didn't.
Look, this is probably why he volunteered to protect her after Fancy wouldn't let me do it.
Right.
Okay? He's had his eye on her from the start.
That is bull, all right? He offered to take care of Fancy because he's taking that threat that Teresa got seriously.
Great, and now her life is in even more danger because of Luis.
It is not Luis's fault that Beth thinks that they're involved, okay? Beth has tried to kill Fancy once before. That's why Luis doesn't want to leave Fancy's side.
So we're talking like the Italian version of The Bodyguard here. You know, I didn't like that movie the first time around.
You are impossible. You're just gonna believe what you want to believe, aren't you?
No, that's not true. I never would have thought that I'd get stabbed in the back by Luis Lopez Fitzgerald.
Noah, you didn't. You know, you're not the only one that Luis promised to take care of Fancy. He promised Sheridan that, too.
Oh, isn't that convenient, considering the only thing he ever wanted to do was jump Fancy's bones?
Oh, my God. I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you.
That makes two of us, brother. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Okay, but you didn't see what I saw. The way Fancy was lying in Luis's arms, the way she snuggled up against him. That's the way she used to snuggle up against me. You know, I know love when I see it.
Look, they were just sleeping. How can you come to the conclusion that Luis is in love with Fancy?
I know what I saw, Ethan.
There's no talking to you about this, is there? I give up.
Finally.
No, you know what? I don't give up, because there's one more thing I gotta say to you. You really hurt Fancy horribly. And it looks like you're pretty devastated by her so-called betrayal. So, if these feelings run so deep between you two, why the hell did you break up?
I made a mistake a long time ago, and recently it came back to haunt me.
I don't understand. So why would Fancy be mad at you for something that happened before you even met?
Because I can't tell her about it.
That's all that has come between you? Then why don't you just go to Fancy, explain to her what happened?
Because
Noah?
I can't, Ethan. Because if I did, her life would be over.
So you and your ex, this Maya, you witnessed a shooting when you were back in school.
Yeah, except we were too freaked out to tell anyone. I mean, Maya was convinced that the killer would retaliate, and so I let her convince me not to tell anyone.
Ooh, bad idea, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but we were young. I mean, I thought this whole thing was over and done with, part of the past, until Maya came back to Harmony. Yeah, she was being threatened by this strange woman, Lena.
And she's got you roped in to trying to find this guy who shot her partner in the attic that night.
You got it.
All right. Why can't you explain all this to Fancy?
Because Lena made it abundantly clear that her life would be in danger. But look, it's much bigger than just Lena and Maya now.
How so?
The FBI is involved. Yeah, and they have us, Maya and I, they have us pretending to work for Lena when in fact we're working for the FBI. They want to catch Lena in the act and arrest her along with some really bad associates of hers.
All right, wait. Are you telling me that the only reason you're here in Rome is to play double agent?
Yeah, something like that. And, you know, Fancy can't find out or her life would be in extreme danger.
I'm trying to digest all this, Noah. Look, I still don't understand why you have to act like you're romantically involved with this Maya person.
Look, it's part of the ruse, that's all. You know, the thinking was that Fancy would be so upset that she'd steer clear of me and she wouldn't find anything out, and therefore she wouldn't be in any danger.
Well, you certainly accomplished the first part. I mean, she's mad as hell at you now.
Yeah, only I'm such a jerk that I thought once this whole thing was over with, I could just go to her and explain, you know, and then I'd be able to win her forgiveness and pick up right where we left off.
If only she knew that you were doing this to protect her and that you have loved her all along.
It's too late for that, Ethan. She's over me.
You've got to go to the authorities here in Rome. All right? This woman, Lena, she's blackmailing you.
I can't go to the authorities. I can't tell them anything. I can't tell anyone anything.
You just did.
Yeah, well, maybe that was a mistake. I couldn't walk around with it anymore. Oh, you have to swear to me you're not going to tell Fancy anything. I mean, she could be killed if she knows anything about this.
I won't tell Fancy anything, but I wish you would.
Oh, come on, what difference does it make now?
Honestly, I think a lot.
I'm glad you're my half-brother, Ethan. I always liked you. Even when I thought you were a crane. But that doesn't mean you know anything.
Maybe I don't. But, tell you what I do know. I can back you up with Fancy when this whole thing is over. I can tell her that you were just pretending with Maya in order to protect her.
It's too late for that now. You know, the worst part is that this is my fault, you know? Is that I pushed Fancy away because I couldn't be straight with her. I pushed her into Luis's arms.
I'm sorry about all this.
Yeah, it's killing me. Pretending to care about Maya when all I care about is Fancy. This mistake, it's costing me the woman I love.
Noah, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, it does. I know what I saw, Ethan. Fancy's moved on. She's in love with Luis.